Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I oppose and have expressed myself several times about the full withdrawal of all troops by September 11th of the year. The fact that the president chose this date, the 20th anniversary of the most horrific terrorist attacks in our nation's history, indicates this was a calendar-based political decision. It was not based on conditions on the ground, which is the strong bipartisan recommendation Congress has given to both the Republicans and Democrats presidents over the last decade. This isn't just my interpretation. An unnamed senior administration official told the Washington Post, quote, "The president has judged that a conditions-based approach is a recipe for staying in Afghanistan forever." Now, I'm troubled by that statement that's been made over and over again, framing the issue, which pretends that there are only two options: unconditional U.S. withdrawal or so-called forever war. And nobody wants to see the United States troops in Afghanistan forever. We understand that. And that's why I supported a third option, maintaining a relatively small troop presence until the conditions outlined in the February 2020 U.S. Taliban agreement are fully implemented. And I will be talking about that with some questions to the witnesses. So under that agreement, the troops were supposed to be withdrawn as the Taliban met us counterterrorism commitments, and when progress was made in the intra-Afghan dialogue. A bipartisan majority of the Senate warned President Trump against doing this 2 years ago. President Trump listened. President Biden did not listen. The precipitous drawdown from Afghanistan carries many risks. First, there's the risk of severe chaos and violence and instability in the Afghanistan as the Taliban uses our withdrawal to escalate its attacks around the country and in Kabul. As we saw after President Obama's withdrawal from Iraq in 2011, terrorists will exploit this instability. 2.5 years after the U.S. troops left Iraq, ISIS captured Mosul. Secondly, the complete withdrawal of U.S. troops will make it much harder and more expensive to effectively support our Afghan security partners. Over the horizon, counterterrorism does not work. General McKenzie, the CENTCOM commander, testified, quote, "The ranges will be greater, the resources will be greater, the risks will all be greater." Third, the U.S. drawdown puts at risk thousands of Afghan, and I think a lot of people realize this. This article that was written in the USA Today makes it very clear, and it's kind of scary, and we'll be talking about that in the questions that I have to ask. So I thank both of you for your testimony, and I look forward to working with you in this endeavor. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.